2D Sonic is what put Sonic on the map. I mean, the game was a 2D platformer at first, way ahead of its time. The original concept and origin of Sonic was to be a 2D side-scrolling platformer, which yes, back in the 90s was next level gaming evolution. But now in 2026, the 2D sections are definitely the weakest side of the games. Now this video is probably going to get me in a lot of trouble, and the 2D and classic Sonic fans are going to ruin me in the comments, and will be shivering with rage because I offended their childhood or nostalgia. And to them 2D Sonic fans, I say, come at me, I am ready for war. I wouldn't have posted this video if I wasn't ready for the swarm of terrible Sonic fans coming my way. I'm ready for you. Disclaimer, I'm not saying 2D Sonic as a whole is terrible. Sonic Mania is a top 5 Sonic game, and easily the best 2D experience the Sonic franchise has to offer. And there are many more goated 2D games. What, you don't believe me? How about the Sonic Advance games? Excellent trilogy. Sonic Rush, chef's kiss. And Sonic Chronicles. Whoa. I don't know how that got in there. You get back in there where you belong.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And of course, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. How could I forget? It's just, I'm a 3D Sonic glazer, and I'm very proud to be one. If there is a 3D Sonic game, I'm buying that day one. First in line, get me involved, especially since Sonic's big glow up since Frontiers and the movies. And I am very well aware Sega struggled to implement Sonic into 3D at first. And I'm not saying either there isn't bad 3D games, cause there is.
What even with this? This is such garbage. Ooh! And he's gonna do the chin move! Unavoidable chin move!
And I would say the worst game ever made is Sonic Boom Rise of the Lyric, taking the spot.
You're a fucking disappointment.
But I think I can safely say in 2025 and 2026, Sega definitely, dare I say, have perfected 3D Sonic platforming with Frontiers and Sonic X Shadow Generations, putting an end to slippery Sonic, no more sliding off the edge, falling to your demise. We have Sandpaper Shoe Sonic, where he's going to stick to that platform and glue to wherever you land. And it only took Sega how many years?
Now, you're probably wondering, Chili, what is this fan-made ugly Sonic game you have as the gameplay right now? Well, this is not a fan-made game. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Also, in this section of the video, if my voice sounds completely different, it's because I'm sick as a dog right now, dying with a common cold. But I haven't uploaded the video in a month, and these videos take long enough already, so we're gonna push through. And if I sound like I'm different, you now know why. Content over physical health. Whoop whoop. Back to Sonic 4, who a lot of fans really hate and criticize as a disappointment, and I needed to see why. The game was cheap as chips, and I never played it, so I brought the 2 episodes. I don't know why a Sonic game needs 2 episodes as separate games. That is really odd. I don't know, maybe someone in the comments can explain why Sonic 4 has 2 episodes as games, because I have no idea. That's a red flag. Just like, why? But talking about the actual game, I mean, where do I even start? Look at it, just look at it. It looks so weird and fangame-ish. And Sonic looks like he's made out of Play-Doh. Why put Modern Sonic in a full 2D game is beyond me. That's a classic Sonic's job, you donut. You go back to peak 3D games. That's much better. But yeah, playing Sonic 4 for the first time was definitely an experience and really gave me a justified reason to still hate 2D games as much as I do. There was just nothing new. The levels are just redesigns of levels we have already had in the past games. Having Splash Hill Zone obviously being a Green Hill reskin again. But damn man, I didn't know Sega made Sonic Flash games. That's the first thing that came to mind when I played this. It's a Flash game. And it just looks odd. Not to mention the controls for Sonic are really just clunky. It feels like controlling a milk fan, just feels slow. Having a home attack is nice, but it's a shame because you only go 2 inches closer, so we might as well just not have it. The graphics are better than the past 3D Sonic games. Well, I mean, no. This game is a sequel to Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which came out in 1994. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 came out in 2010. That is 16 years to improve on Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and oh my god, they dropped the ball. And they made a monstrosity of a game. Getting the gameplay for this video is so painful. I get it, I see why this game is hated. Whoever designed Lost Labyrinth Act 2 needs to be drug tested. It has all the bad things I have about 2D Sonic. Like, I really hate the fact in 2D, you can't see what's coming up as you're blitzing through the stage. In this level, they really thought it'd be a good idea to think, it's a 2D game. They already can't see what's coming up ahead as they are running through. How can we fix that? Oh, I know. Let's just completely dim all the lights so all you can see is Sonic holding his stupid torch running into complete darkness. Like, what? Mate, you have lost your mind, your soul, everything. This is pure evil. If there are any Sonic 4 lovers that are watching this video, I dare you to show yourself. You are past delusion if you actually like this game. I think you need serious help. I'm being dead ass. Getting a bit off topic, I also blame this game for catching an illness I caught. Like, please. please, I am urging you, do not bring Sonic 4 into your life. It is not worth it. It may look kind of cool. I thought the same first. Then I actually laid my fingers on this game and I regret everything. That Lost Labyrinth Act 2 was one of the worst 2D experiences I have ever came across. Like, look at this. I got stuck at this part for nearly 10 minutes because it's so poorly designed. I nearly quit there and then, and I wish I did, but I had to make this video and proceed through the horror. I did have to watch a YouTube tutorial to get past this part because I was lost in the source. The only positive thing I could take is that this level is the worst in the game, so once you're past it, not saying the levels after are angels, but they are not as satanic and as evil as Lost Labyrinth Act 2. F that level. I'm off this shit. Now that you have escaped the Nightmare Labyrinth Zone, all you have to do is beat the game. And you're probably wondering, what is the final boss? Remember when I said this game has nothing new and just stuff we have seen in the past games? Well, you fight all the bosses you have fought throughout every stage in the game. And yes, that's the Splash Hill Zone, the Casino Street boss, Lost Labyrinth, and Mad Gear Zone boss. Like, wow. Sonic 4, take a bow for being the laziest Sonic game I've ever seen and played. And after you beat that, it's a final showdown with, oh, you got to be kidding me. It's none other than the Death Egg robot. Like, I'm just done. I'm just so done. Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to think this boss is the Green Hill of bosses by how overused it is. We have fought this guy in Sonic 2, Sonic 4, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Mania. That's 4 times we have fought the Death Egg robot. Like, I'm sick of this guy. But yeah, you beat him, Sonic runs home happily, then he stops to stare at the player, wondering, why did you play this disgrace of a game? Then he jumps towards the camera, pointing at you like he is saying, you buddy just wasted your life and your time playing this game. You are a joke, man. Thank God that nightmare is over. Before we talk about Sonic 4 episode 2, which is 100% better than the first episode, like way better. It's still not perfect, but not a living nightmare like episode 1. We're gonna go to some more horror 2D experiences from some of our favorite and greatest 3D games. First up, let's talk about Sonic Colors, which I absolutely love. A great game overall, but there's one level I dread replaying every time I go to replay this game. That level being Starlight Carnival Act 3. This level is entirely 2D, and you bounce on a spring towards the goal the whole level. Now, it doesn't sound that bad, but when this spring is so unpredictable and goes to wherever the camera stops scrolling, it is easily my least favorite level in Sonic Colors. I mean, like, how thrilling as well. Like, the whole level, you're bouncing on a spring. I thought we gotta go fast, not gotta bounce high. Weird level, but not the worst. Worst in Colors, not as bad as Sonic 4. I am convinced this spring has a brain. It always catches me off guard on its movement. Like, is this spring a secret evil entity? What's his secret? Moving on, and this pains me to call out, but it's easily the worst part of this game. Sonic Frontiers, my beloved baby boy, is damaged mainly because of the Chaos Island 2D sections just being poorly implemented. Like, you would be running through the 3D open world, then you put a speed track or a spring, and boom, you're in a 2D section, and it doesn't flow well at all. And I feel terrible talking about flaws about Frontiers. One of my goats, but the game has flaws, mainly 2D flaws, and it's such a shame. Forgive me, my Frontiers lovers, but even you can agree the 2D sections of Chaos Island are one of the worst features in the game. Or maybe you do like the 2D sections, then at that point it's a me problem and I'll shut my trap, but it still sucks. So now we are here, Sonic 4 episode 2, and I don't know about you, I actually had fun beating this. I don't know if that's because I've played episode 1 first and just seeing episode 2 was a breath of fresh air after all the horror for episode 1, or if Sonic 4 episode 2 is low-key a decent game. It's not great, and I can't stress that enough, it is not great, but like I said, the difference between episode 1 and 2 is night and day. So let's see what Sonic 4 episode 2 has to offer. Alright, let's play, and oh my god, what the fuck? I'm not kidding, by the way. I loaded this game for the first time, and this is not edited. My game was in like 10 times speed, like off to a roaring start episode 2. Thankfully, I knew some PC tech wizards. My good friend Oshibra helped me tweak the game so I play normal speed. So thank you, Alex. Go drop him a sub, because without him, I wouldn't be doing these scripted videos, so go show some love. Also, go show my boy Vargo some love. He was the one to motivate me to push out my Crossworld video after I scrapped it, and without him, there would be no videos, so thank you, my goats. Anyways, back to the blue blur. I don't know why I'm giving out shoutouts, but they deserve it. Rightio, so Sonic 4 episode 2, and honestly, this might be short. I don't have a lot of stuff to complain about. Like I said, I actually enjoyed this game better than episode 1. Tails mechanics are cool. Obviously, we have his fly mechanic, but it becomes fatiguing if you fly too long. But this game has a new mechanic, and I don't think I've seen any Sonic game have this mechanic. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I mean, Sonic 4 having something new. Hold on now. This is groundbreaking stuff right here. That mechanic being where Sonic and Tails merge into a spinning ball of death, knocking anything in its path. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? And that's all the mechanics they have. You know, 2 episodes, 2 mechanics. Fair enough. Also, the bosses actually look like they put some effort into them. The first boss of the game is way better than all the bosses in episode 1 combined. White Park might be the best looking level in this game. Just look at it. It looks beautiful. But then you get to the water part of this level, and these goddamn seals, evil little gremlins. Basically, they use one attack, and if they pull that off, your game is done. Finito. They literally put up a massive icicle in your way, and you can't break it. So yeah, you are cooked. Your only fate is to drown, which is pretty brutal. Tails watching his best friend drown, all because of a dugong looking ass? Wow. But once you conquer them silly seals, you're introduced to our old friend, and it's none other than Metal Hugh Sonic. This boss is just Stardust Speedway, and I've got to call this out. You know in 2D when you switch like sides, I can't stand that. Like I'm going to hit Metal Sonic and whoops, sorry, you're on the wrong side. Can't hit him there, mate. Like if you're going to do that, make sure it's in 3D, because having it in 2D sucks. So after 200 pumping Metal Sonic, you move on, and it's into the skies, because the levels are not bad, because when you are stuck, there is a little hint to tell you what to do, which is pretty neat. The only times I got lost were the bosses in this game, because there is no hint. Another 2D problem with bosses as well, and I know in Sonic Superstars, shines at this. You basically have to wait for them to attack, so realistically they could just bore you to death and do nothing and you would get nowhere. I'm not going to go into Sonic Superstars in this video because this video is way too long enough. I didn't expect Sonic 4 to be, well, Sonic 4. So maybe next video I'll talk about Superstars if you want to see it. I'm also not paying 55 Great British pounds. From what I've heard, it's a 3-hour game and entirely 2D and not good, so no thank you Sonic Superstars. I am good with that. Let's wrap up Sonic 4 episode 2. So you take to the skies with the tornado, and guess who's back this time? Mr. Hugh is flying an aircraft. All you gotta do in this boss is just dodge his attacks. And I mean, how thrilling, how fun. Oh yeah, there's also this dumb part where you have to dodge missiles. If you get stuck, the side scrolling will end your career. So that's just fantastic. After you beat that, you go to the Sky Fortress Zone, which is a flying battery zone clone. You can't tell me it is not. Again, Sonic 4 being lazy, but this is normal at this point. And after that, you go to the Sky Fortress boss, and you're never gonna believe who the boss is. Okay. Metal, I love you, but this is getting kind of ridiculous. And I got lost at this part for the longest time. I was just going through his attacks, dodging them, thinking I was progressing. No. I was wasting my time. All I had to do was just bonk him when he flips his plane. How on earth was I supposed to know that? I am so over this game. And finally, your nightmare is coming to an end. After you beat that awful fight, it's time for the final act, which by the way has a great final OST. Listen to this. Yeah, it's not perfect, but definitely put some soul into the finale, making it feel, well, like an end, compared to episode 1, which I don't even remember, because that game is just a ghost, just soulless. The final showdown is nothing new, and I mean, shock. And it's just Dr. Eggman and Metal Sonic as a duo. Hold on, wait, so you're telling me in this game, you fight Metal Sonic 5 times, because you fight him here, and fucking here. Oh, fuck no. Okay, I take everything back. This game is as lazy as episode 1, and Sonic 4 is just a disgrace, and no human deserves to play this torture. So the final boss is 3 phases. First phase being just chasing them down and Eggman being Metal's bodyguard, even though he is terrible at it. So all you gotta do is focus Metal, you take care of him, then you race him to a crushing machine, and if you lose, you get brutally stomped and Metal Sonic emotes on you. Now, because why is he low-key tough? Then mid through my playthrough, I realized something. I'm gonna show you how great I am, Metal.
Double.
Pissed on. And that is the last of him. Only took 5 dreadful fights, and guys, we have made it to the final boss. It's very random. It's Eggman and a big loop-to-loop that electrocutes you. I mean, I guess. You beat him by using the 2 mechanics in the game, sending Eggman back to the lobby, and oh my god, is the game over? No, it's too good to be true. Oh my god, it is over. I am permanently scarred, but we made it. Let's go! Alright, and to wrap it up, 3 things in Sonic Origins real quick. First of all, why can't you replay levels? For a complete collection, Origins is awful. And you know the debate of how retro Sonic games are harder than the future games? I agree. Like in Sonic 2 Death Egg Robot, you get no rings, and you have to perfect that fight, and you also can't see when is it safe to attack, because you know, 2D blows. And finally, the worst thing in Origins, what happened to the music, especially in Sonic 3. I was so gassed to play Ice Cap Zone because of its goated music, and then I heard this. And I'm aware of the MJ copyright for Sonic 3 because he was involved. But come on, how dare you take this away from me? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the comments.